Hello everybody, it's Mindez here and welcome to my second Let's Play. This is going to be a very short Let's Play. It's an adventure game on the SNES. It was released in 1993 by Westwood and Virgin. It is actually called Young Merlin. So let's start. Here is the title screen. It's very blue gradienty. You'll see on the right there is a sidebar as well. That's going to come in very handy throughout this LP. You'll be able to see exactly what items I've got and so on. This is the demo sequence. This just shows some of the different environments we'll be going through throughout the game, as usual demo sequences do, I guess. So we've got mines and underwater bits and caves, loads of different areas. It's a very short game though, despite having quite a few areas. I would be surprised if this goes into more than about 10 episodes. I have been emailing the lead designer of the game, so I have a few random facts to talk about throughout the game. The lead designer, by the way, has asked me to mention that he's currently working at Jet Set Games making an iPad game called Highborn, which is a fantasy-based, turn-based game. So go check that out. Right, let's begin. Nope, let's restart because I skipped the opening cutscene because I'm stupid. Let's reset that. That was dumb. Let's watch the title screen. This title screen actually, there was supposed to be an animated title screen with little meanies pulling out different parts of the title screen, but they ran out of space on the disc, so they had to get rid of that. This is the storyline for the game. So there's Merlin in front of his cabin, and over there, oh no, it's a woman in the river. Who will save her? Oh, of course, yes, it's Merlin. Him and his heroic hijinks. But then he ends up next to a pond. And that's the entire storyline of the game. Very simple. Pretty effective. The storyline of this game actually was pretty, it was changed at the last minute, in a way. This character used to be called Gage, and someone at Virgin, pretty late in the development process, actually suggested the name Young Merlin, so they changed it to Merlin. Anyway, you just saw me pick up the first gem, I believe that's the Indigo Gem. And we're going to throw it in the lake, because that's what you do. You'll notice if you stand still for too long, if you don't really know what you're doing, there's actually hints that they'll tell you exactly where to go. You go left and then you press Y, yeah. So when you throw the gem into the lake, there's actually 7 gems in the game. You're going to have to throw all 7 gems into the lake. Each one gives you a different item. So this one gives you the first weapon of the game, which is the throwing star. Throwing star you can throw by pressing B, and that basically hits enemies. So we're going to go over to the right. We can't actually go down here yet, because those flowers are in the way. If we go to the right, we will find the first enemy of the game, which is a meanie tree. The meanie tree, if you stand still in front of him for too long, will do absolutely... If you hit him, and then stand in front of him, he'll throw his nuts at you, which is not very good. Talking about him throwing nuts at you, you'll notice in the top left corner you can see your heart gauge, and that basically is just how much energy you have. If that runs out, you die. Dying's not really a big deal in this game. If you die, all that happens is you come back where you entered the area with half your health, and that's pretty much it. Also in the bottom left there is Y and B. You can keybind items to Y and weapons to B. When you can skip through your weapons by pressing select. You can go to the menu and to see what weapons and items you have, or you can see in the sidebar, because I've added the sidebar for this video. Also, if you try and go past the meanie tree, he will throw you backwards, and I love that animation on Merlin's face when he does that, seriously. But anyway, let's get on with it. Let's stop dawdling and just kill the meanie tree. You just keep throwing stars at it, and when it dies, a few meanies will jump out of it. These meanies are kind of the basic enemies of the game, if you will. And when they die, they'll drop... no. You can go behind the meanie tree and pick up the orange gem and a bottle. This bottle... I'm actually having to use the menus at the moment because I've not actually got L and R keybound at the moment. I thought I did, but apparently I don't. So we'll just use the menus for now. Hopefully I'll fix that in the next video. So you can fill up your bottle here, and that will give you... You can drink from the bottle, and that will give you 1 heart of health back. Or it should anyway, yes. We're also going to throw the orange star into the lake. This will give us the second rainbow piece of the rainbow. Looks like a double rainbow now. And allows us to pick up the stun dust. The stun dust is used on these enemies here. You can just stun them and that'll just, well, as I say, stun them, and then you can get past them to the next part of the game. This area of the game is actually called the Westwood, obviously a reference to Westwood Studios, but it's not actually signposted anywhere, so nobody actually knew that. Hooray, insider information! If you come over here you can pick up the tulip? I think it's the tulip. Also, one other thing to mention, there are different types of water in this game. This is the clear water, and this clear water restores 3 hearts. The rainbow water up there only restores 1 heart. There's another type of water later on in the game called the blue water, which will make you invincible for a while. So let's come down here. Over here is the first heart piece of the game. Heart pieces, exactly as you would expect them to work, they extend your health. These enemies are really simple. You just don't use your water by pressing the wrong button. You just hit them with the star a couple of times and they'll all turn back into meanies. I think the point of this is that meanies basically combine together to form another enemy. Another thing to explain, these clovers. These clovers, if you collect 12 of them, you get temporary invincibility or you get some health back. That's all they are used for, and they are pretty rare. They're not that rare, because I mean you can see I've already got 2, but there isn't actually that much killing in the game, so you don't really find many. If we go to the left, you'll want to have your stun dust equipped before going to the left, because there is a boss. That's right, this is the first boss of the game. It's called the Thunder Pig. All you have to do to kill it is stun it, hit it, stun, hit, stun, hit, stun, hit. You don't even have to move. Stun, hit. Okay, I died. That was absolutely terrible. That was seriously terrible. That was because one of the pigs followed me. That's why. I'm blaming that on one of the pigs. Oi, oi, freeze! Stun star, stun star, stun star, stun star. Super easy, and that's the first boss in the game dead. Meanwhile, you see a little cutscene over here. That fairy's name is Chime, even though that's also not mentioned in the game. And just frolicking around, you know, happily, and then suddenly, meanies! Steal her reflection. But leave her alone. Yeah. Never really got why they do that. I guess the clue's in the name, they are meanies, they are pretty mean. For doing that, the Lady of the Lake comes and gives you a password, RBBYYBBB That, back in the days, was a password. You could use it to get back to this part of the game, if you turn the game off, and why can't I skip this? Come on. Ah, there we go. You press start to get past that, apparently. However, I'm just going to be using save states because I have save states, and games back in the days did not have save states, or really save games. Let's see, where else let's go. I might just end the first episode off here, because we've actually got the first password. I think these passwords are actually a good point to stop the videos. So that's the end of the first episode. In the next part, there will hopefully be a lot less fast talking, because I had to explain a heck of a lot in this episode. And we can actually get exploring the Westwood. So see you then for the next episode. Yay!